You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network.
You're listening to the Full Count Major League Baseball podcast, your local source for trending Major League Baseball topics, season analysis, fun, objective discussions, and up-to-date coverage of the Toronto Blue Jays organization from right here in the Niagara region. Here are your hosts, Brandon Caputo, Reece Doumani, and Colin Ward.
And welcome back to another edition of the AGM Full Count podcast on the Armchair GM Sports Network. I'm Colin Ward with host Reece Doumani. What's up, Reece?
What's going on? Tigers game is on while we record, so it's a good.
Jays game's in a delay. Trent Thornton night, as it's like their ninth starter of the year.
That's what I want to get up for. Watch Trent Thornton throw a baseball.
Hey, remember when he was their ace like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Him and Wilmer Font, the opener.
Remember when Drew Hutchison was their ace? Starting opening day? Fuck it.
That's probably not the recipe for success if you're the Jays to have a good season.
I know.
I'm taking the under on the 75 wins. You can follow us on Twitter at Armchair GM Pod. That's a network. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Armchair GM Pod. You can follow the show at AGM Full Count Pod. And also, we are doing a draw. The draw will be announced Monday, I believe.
Yeah, the winner.
Yeah, the winner will be announced on Monday. You would receive a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Funko Pop. I think it's a pop-up doll.
Something like that.
And the Blue Jays mini cooler, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of miserable out on yesterday day, on Wednesday. Yesterday day. Good one, Colin.
Yesterday day.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, Tuesday was kind of bad too. But yeah, Thursday, Wednesday, like today, it's not looking too good either. So hopefully soon the weather gets nice and you can put a few cold ones in there and
it's
go.
Supposed to be nice on Friday, on the 23rd.
Perfect. So next Friday after, you can get your cooler bag, your Blue Jay cooler bag. You can sit back, watch the Jays play. Hopefully they're winning. We'll see. But yeah, that'll be announced on Monday, I believe. And your ways to enter: like our Facebook page, like our Instagram page, follow our MLB Twitter at AGM Full Count Pod, and retweet this post on Twitter. You can for our Facebook and Instagram, as mentioned, it's Armchair GM Sports Network. That's where you can find all the network podcasts. I believe they have hockey, where you can hear about recent nice Detroit Red Wings lighting it up and losing in the draft lottery. You can hear about my Denver Broncos being really good and turning it around. What up, Drew Lock? Reese's Steelers going down. But yeah, a lot of good shows on there. A lot of good shows on there. Check them out. They know what they're doing. Well, Reece, that was a long intro for me.
That was a pretty long intro. Did you write everything down?
No, I was actually on Twitter. And now I'm looking at a Byron Buxton robbery in the 11th. Oh, for 11 straight. Oh, we'll get to that later. I just saw the Buxton robbery. Literally, that was on my phone the whole time while I was doing it. Got to adapt on the fly.
Yeah.
So there's some rule changes. Yeah, so there's some rule changes. That's
it's
not official, but
for no one that saw my retweet saying how great of an idea I think this is. Hope everyone caught the sarcasm in that.
I could see it.
So yeah, the Atlantic League this season. So there's 3 rules that I saw here. Rule number 1, a modified designated hitter. So essentially, this means the DH will be in effect until the starting pitcher has been removed from the game. At that point, relief pitchers will have to hit for themselves or teams will have to pinch hit for them.
It should be the opposite.
Why?
in my opinion, it should be the opposite if you're going to do that. It should be the starter hits until he's out. Why would you want relievers hitting? But I don't think you get into that.
Yeah, but
situation
how many
anyways.
teams actually have their relievers hitting?
Nobody.
If you have a reliever,
Nobody. It would never happen. It would be rare.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. So this rule, I'm actually not that
I like,
against, I guess you could say.
It kind of
because,
it fits both leagues. It fits both leagues, right? It plays with both leagues. I mean, the American League change.
Because that's why I've always had the opinion that the NL Cy Young Award is a sham, and because you're only facing 8 hitters, we've kind of talked about that. We talked about this before
pre-show.
the show started, but it's not a sham. But you look at the National League Cy Young winners, and Trevor Bauer won it last year.
Had a heck of a year, though.
Again, yeah, he had a heck of a year, but you're going into a game preparing to face 8 hitters and a pole.
Sometimes 7, because if you're facing the Jays, like the Jays aren't a national team. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, that's
every team. Basically, every team has a Danny Jansen.
Alejandro Kirk hitting 170 or 164.
Yeah, right now the Yankees have like 4 of those guys, but
that is very true. So
it's not Murder's Row.
So essentially, for the Yankees, you're facing 9 poles in the batter's box. So, so for this one, I really don't mind. I like that because, again, you're not going to have relief pitchers hit anyways because there are always pinch hitters that come into the game for the 7th, 8th, and 9th because more than likely you have opportunities to score runs with runners on base when the pitcher spot comes up. So
it would be nice to see the roster spots get improved by 2 so you could add a pitcher and a everyday player.
Well, it's already been honestly by 1.
That's the thing, though. Honestly, some of those, and I'm speaking for the Jays. Some of these everyday players on the Jays, they're like Josh Palacios. I mean, he's had a decent start, but he's not. I don't think he's a major league guy yet. Jonathan Davis, I think that ship has sailed. I think he's there because he can run.
Yeah,
in my opinion, I think
he'll be shipped off to the training site when Springer's back because they're not going to carry 5 outfielders. That's really dumb. I think in a perfect world, Teoscar comes back. Yeah, Teoscar comes back and he goes in for Davis, and Palacios probably stays up. But I think Palacios goes down and Davis comes in. I just don't know. Well, yeah, but who are you putting in the outfield if a guy gets hurt?
You go Teoscar, Grichuk, and Gurriel, and then Davis is your bench guy, and then once Springer comes
Davis
back,
is the bench guy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it'll be. And then once Springer comes back, then Davis goes down, and Grichuk's the 4th guy, which is a perfect 4th guy. Brandon Grichuk's on a tear this year. I mean, he's had a great start. If that's your 4th guy, then you got potential. The Yankees' problem is the Yankees don't have anybody underneath their bottom 4. And their bottom 4, that's not excusing them because the bottom 4 has been horrible right now. They're horrible.
Yeah.
If you're going to get,
they're okay players, but they're playing like
they're not hitters. They're not hitters. DJ LeMahieu's the only hitter in that lineup. We'll get to that later, but I just think that the Yankees don't have anybody underneath those 4 that are playing what they expected they would play because you got to overachieve. Reese, the Tigers had some runs. You got guys like Delman Young having career years. You're going to the World Series. It's just the way it is.
Delman Young is the best playoff hitter of all time who sucked in the regular season.
100%. 100%.
He's Alex someone Avila. You put in the press box for 162 and you're like, playoff time, take swings because you are hitting 4th.
Yeah.
Obviously, he didn't hit 4th for the Tigers because they were in fielder, but he was that guy.
In 2013, the Tigers went and faced San Francisco. Miguel.
That was 2012. 2013, Jim Leland made the great decision to take out Sanchez, put in Joaquin Benoit, and give up a grand slam to David Ortiz in Game 2.
Yeah,
great decision, Leland. Attaboy. Love that.
Yeah, that was that year. 2012. 2012 was the year then when Alex Avila had the big year. You need those years where guys overachieve, where guys where your 7th, 8th, and 9th hitter have quality years, because that's massive that's massive if your team's going to compete. Right now, the Yankees aren't having that.
Well, and that's what was awesome is I remember I was at the 2nd game of the year in 2012, and I don't want to stay too much on this because there's still 2 more rules to get through, but I was at that game, 2nd game of the 2012 season. Tigers playing the Red Sox. We have tickets out in left field.
They said the guy that
in left field.
They used to have the guy out there that always used to cheer at the other team's bullpen. It was awesome.
I probably did that once or twice.
Oh yeah.
Once
Well,
or
it's
twice.
right there in Detroit. It's perfect. Comerica Park,
Yeah.
one of the nicest ballparks you can go to.
Yes,
Once the
it is.
borders open here in Canada,
We are
if you
going.
can go to a Tigers game, yeah, do
to
it.
have-
'Cause
we
it's
will have
really good.
many beverages, and
Have a good time.
be
Probably
good.
play some golf.
But yeah, I remember that game. Josh Beckett, that's a name for you. Started for the
Ooh.
Boston Red Sox.
He was good in Boston.
And
Oh wait,
Yeah.
08.
won a World Series with the Florida Marlins early 2000s.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that game perfectly. Cabrera went deep twice. Fielder went deep twice. And Alex Avila went deep once. It was a slugfest because that game was on Fox. It was the Saturday afternoon game on Fox.
Now Bally Sports.
No, like national Fox Sports.
Oh, nice.
Because Detroit was actually good, so they decided to put them on TV, whereas now you'll never see them on Fox or ESPN again until
Torkelson makes his debut.
As we look at a Jonathan Scope home run as I talk right now, 2-1 Tigers in the fifth. But it's a certain balance of sluggers and hitters, and we'll push this discussion aside because we are going to get to that with the New York Yankees in segment 2, but it's just having the mix of that, and it worked out perfectly for the 2012 Tigers.
And the Jays had it in 15 too, but they just didn't make it to the World Series, but they had it in 15.
Yeah. But anyways, back to rule number 1 with the modified DH. Yeah, the modified DH. I like that idea. Again, I want to see it in action first, but
yeah, everything will be happening in the minor league level first.
It would make the Cy Youngs a little bit more on even playing field.
Yeah,
because starters would face 9 hitters.
Ooh.
Unless the guy that you're facing, or unless the team that you're facing, their starter goes 1 inning and you're into the bullpen and the DH doesn't even have a chance to hit. So that's the one flaw in this rule is your DH will never hit if your pitcher goes 1 inning. So
starters prepare for they prepare for 9, and then what are relievers preparing for? Anyone off the bench. That's awesome.
Essentially,
the game plan's gonna go out the window. I mean, they have a book on every hitter anyways, but the game plan's gonna go out the window. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
that'll be nice to see. Also, yesterday evening, the Blue Jays trying quick ad. The Blue Jays adding Kevin Biggio to lead off. So that's interesting. Lead off.
Yeah,
for Biggio, first time all year.
Yeah. We'll get to the Blue Jays as well. We'll get into what happened last week for them. It wasn't pretty, so it should be a fun discussion.
I was way wrong again.
You were. Actually, I was too, but
I'm 0-2 this year on predictions now. Come on. I got to set the bar lower, but I don't want to set the bar lower because then they're going to play good, so maybe I will.
Yeah.
Maybe I will.
So rule number 2, the 2-dimensional strike zone. So TrackMan balls and strikes are back. Okay. I don't feel the need that they had to do that, but all right. Yeah. But it will be a 2D zone instead of the 3D zone that was used in 2019. And the strike zone will be wider, but not as tall. The zone will be calibrated based off of the batter's height. Duh.
Isn't that what it
always
always
is? Stupid thing to say.
I know, eh?
That's like saying
the strike zone. What's the strike zone?
Then? That's like saying the strike zone is going to be the same for Frodo and Shaq.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah. It makes no sense. Honestly, it'll be dependent on the height.
I used to hate pitching when you had guys in the lineup that used to come up in different sizes. That was tough. That was tough.
I know common sense has gone the way of being non-existent in the world now, but there's got to be some common sense with this explanation. But anyways, I don't know how this really affects. This is really only something that will affect robot umpires, essentially.
Which I don't like. I like the human.
Robot umpires are a joke. I'm sorry. If you put robot umpires in the game, I'm not ever going to pay for a ticket again because that would be a waste of money. Man, that's not baseball.
Honestly, the best part about baseball is it's human error. Literally, you make so many mistakes that no one really sees, right? And umpires.
Video replay is fine.
Video replay is great. Video replay is great as long as they get it right.
It'd be nice if Jim Joyce had access to it for Armando Galarraga, but
yeah, that's probably the biggest need of replay in the history of baseball. There.
Yep. Yeah, but
it's not probably
the element of not being able to argue balls and strikes And at
Yeah.
amateur levels, like Brantford Minor Baseball, Guelph, Cambridge, Simcoe, whatever,
Hey.
there will never be robot umpires.
No, never.
At least as long as I live, because who the hell is going to be able to afford that at a
and it's kind
minor
of like
baseball
college
level?
And it's kind of like how college, they go from high school to college and they go from wood to metal. It makes no sense how metal bats. I always
And then
thought,
back to wood.
Yeah, it makes no sense, right? Like if you had Spencer Torkelson using a wooden bat in college, like he'd still light it up, but it would just be nicer to see.
Yeah, but robot umpires are a discussion that needs to be had.
And it won't happen.
When it starts gaining a little bit more traction. It kind of has, but it's still a little bit meh.
But like if baseball's trying to grow the game, how are we growing the game having robot umpires? We're eliminating people from umpiring. Like if you take the umpires out of the game.
Yeah, but
there's another.
Essentially, the way they did it though is they had umpires there, but they were literally decoration. They were there. Something went off in their ear, ball or strike, and they would then call it.
Yeah.
That's the only way that umpires stay in the game, is if you have an earpiece to them saying what the heck exactly happened. Now, are you going to ever be able to do that for like force plays, safe or out calls at first, second, third, or even home?
Yeah.
Probably not, because that sounds impossible. But
yeah. But honestly, though, like, really, the home plate umpire, I know there's been some questionable calls so far this year, but it hasn't been that bad. If anyone's complaining about that, doesn't know baseball, because it's baseball. That's going to happen. It's human error. Yeah. You go behind the plate, and Reece, you umpire. You go behind the plate, umpire a game when a guy's throwing 98 to 101.
Well, I've never umpired.
No, but I'm talking like big league experience. I'm talking like big leaguers.
I've maybe seen 80, maybe.
But still though, if there's movement on that, it's hard. It's like catching it. It's hard to stay with the pitch, right? And umpires don't know. Umpires really don't know, because some catchers don't know how to set up, and some do. I mean, Gary Sanchez doesn't set up at all. He's a terrible catcher.
Yep.
But some guys don't know how to set up. So you don't know what's coming. So it's kind of a guessing game, right?
Yeah.
So it's hard to be an umpire. And I hope they don't take that out. That's one rule that I'm 100% against, because I would not enjoy the game, I don't think, anymore. I think that would hurt, because I like the human error. Honestly, at the end of the day, I like the Angel Hernandez of the world, because it keeps me on my toes and it keeps me watching the game. It gets me on Twitter. If the MLB likes engagement with the fans, Angel Hernandez, ain't no umpire in the league engages fans more than Angel Hernandez, believe it or not. And I mean,
100%.
Jim Joyce engaged the fans because he had no hitters. He
effed up a very bad call.
Important. Yeah. And that's what engaged it. You never hear the umpire that calls a good game. You never know that guy that calls a good game, eh?
Yeah.
You always know the umpire that botches something. So I don't like it. You're taking jobs away too.
Yep. Essentially, like what person will want to go umpire a ball game without umpiring a ball game?
Yeah, I don't like it.
And I know that may sound like easy money, but you look like a fool out there with a computer telling you what the heck just happened.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Because essentially,
they have the fans control the strike zone.
Essentially, they can stand behind the catcher with their hands on their hips and just be like, "So I'm just hanging out. Might as well get me a beer."
Man, honestly, I would miss that.
Robot umpires, you're just hanging out behind home plate, chugging a beer. That's dope.
The seventh inning.
That won't happen.
We got the fifth inning chug.
Oh man!
Can you imagine Fenway Park?
Stretch.
Can you imagine Fenway Park, Yankee Stadium, like Wrigley Field? A robot umpire just starts chugging
a beer. That would get fans engaged.
Wrigley Field. Fenway Park. I mean, Fenway Park. I'm not going to say they're a bunch of drunks, but they kind of are. I mean, Yankee Stadium. Hey, Yankee fans, shout out to them. They got nice arms. Don't do that. It's classless what they did, but talk about the arms.
Oh, the
baseballs.
Yeah,
it's classless, but some of those guys got arms.
Yeah.
I mean,
Henry Rowan-Gardner throwing it in from center field at Wrigley.
Yeah.
Great movie, Rookie of the Year. If you haven't seen it, watch it.
Man, we got to go over that. Our
best baseball movies, 1,000%. By the way, Ben Verlander, his MLB on Fox like top 5 lists suck.
Really?
Yeah, I do not like them. I get why he's trying to do it. Fox is trying to get fans engaged, and that's what it's all about, trying to get fans interested in the game of baseball. But some of his choices for what he's choosing. So like he's chosen like his favorite ballparks or his favorite unis. Like some of his choices are like, are you high? But anyways, just on to rule number 3, and this is where we're gonna get heated. This is a joke. The mound will be pushed back.
Oh yeah, that's
to
dumb.
61 feet 6 inches.
That might actually help.
Wait, whoa. Halfway through the season.
What?
The hope is that, so it sounds like they're playing half the
runs?
season at 60'6" and
Juice the
half
balls.
the
They
season
already
at
are
61'6".
Juice the balls.
The hope is that it will give hitters more time to react to increasing velocity throughout the game. This sounds like they are expecting pitchers to throw 120 miles an hour in 10 years.
You know what I'm doing?
That's impossible. There's no way anyone's ever going to be able to throw that hard.
Next thing you know, these trainers, you're going to start training guys to be like Mark Burley, throw under 90, and just be finesse guys.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
I don't get that.
What world
Honestly,
are we living in where we feel the need to make the pitcher throw 1 foot further back?
I don't get that at all.
What are we doing here?
I don't think it makes sense. I don't think it makes sense at all, but Major League Baseball, I mean, I think Manfred, I don't agree with Manfred on a lot of decisions. I don't like how he doesn't let players grow the game and have their own brand out in public, because I think the NBA is perfect for that. The NFL is perfect for that. Hockey is perfect for that. Baseball doesn't really let you other than their own, which would be nice to see.
NFL is a little bit tough too, because they have some rights rules.
They have right.
Interviews,
NBA
you can't
too.
wear post-game interviews. You can't wear anything other than Bose headphones, I think, because they have a deal with Bose that they have to supply them with headphones or some stupid thing like that. But that's the NFL. They're rich as hell.
But you see players walking in the stadium with AirPods.
They could forfeit the league and have no NFL for the next 50 years, and they will still have lots and lots of money. So, but this, if they really think, and this is the same topic as robot umpires, if they really think that having pitchers throw slower would grow the game and get younger fans into it, they could be further from being right. Because I'll give an example here. I got lucky one weekend. The Detroit Tigers and Cincinnati Reds earlier in the season, I can't remember what year this was. I want to say 2015 or 16, one of those years. Anyways, game got rained out early in the season. They made it up on an off day later on. And me, my brother, my parents had nothing going on. So you're like, hey, let's drive to Cincinnati, watch the Tigers. 6 hours, not too bad.
Yeah, sweet. Nice ballpark, yeah.
So, yeah, it was nice because it was after the All-Star game, so they had all the All-Star stuff still up, and that was pretty sweet.
I get to see all that.
So we go there. Of course, Tigers lost because they suck. And, the game wasn't really close at the end. I think the Reds were up by 4 or 5 runs.
Yeah.
But the Reds this is when Chapman was still there. And I'm thinking, holy crap, I've seen this guy throw on TV. And again, on TV, it doesn't look like it's 102 miles an hour.
When you see it live.
When you're actually there,
blink.
It's like, holy crap, like I'm going to see a 102 mile an hour fastball today. And he got over 100 5 times, 100 or higher 5 times.
Damn.
And I'm like, I was so interested in the game. I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't looking at
that's my pet peeve.
Like my eye was on Aroldis Chapman throwing 102 miles an hour. He hit 102 once or twice, but that's interesting. That's cool. Like
that draws you to the game. Yeah.
People say, oh, like 100's nothing anymore. Yeah, it still kind of is, because most guys, if they throw
it's still
hard,
that line.
It's still 95 to 97, 98. It's not triple digits, really. There's still only a select handful of guys that can do that on a regular basis. So to move them, say you move the mound back a foot. Aroldis Chapman's 102 mile an hour fastball. what does that turn into, do you think? 98?
Yeah, I was thinking 98.
98,
100.
99, which is still impressive, but 102.
Yeah, that extra.
The extra
Yeah.
3 miles make a huge difference.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea because even in the summer, I can get it at the start of the year and then bring it closer in the summer because I feel like once the weather gets nicer, the ball starts to fly a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Ball flies. I can see it at the start of the year. I don't like it at all. I really don't. I don't get that. I don't think it's even playing field at all. But
Yeah.
oh well.
It
Hopefully Manfred gets it right.
Yeah, those are essentially the 3 rule changes. Wouldn't surprise me if there were more to come. But
yeah, I have a quick
essentially
stat
those are the
line
3 for
after the
right now.
break. After the break, I have a quick stat line that I'd like him to try.
Ooh.
After the break, I'll get to it.
All right.
Wait,
Nice
look.
tease there at the end, eh, Colin?
Yeah, oh yeah. Keep the listeners on their toes.
Man,
Just like a shortstop. Stay on your toes, kids.
that'd be.
It's a tip. We'll be back after this quick break.
Carmine's Pizzeria Italiano, serving traditional-style Italian pizzas made with the freshest, top-quality ingredients. Loaded subs and their famous chicken wings. Winners of the Reader's Choice Diamond Award, 4 years running from Niagara this week for Best Pizza and Wings in Niagara Falls. Home of the best tray and wing combo in town for the price and quality. Open daily from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m., located on the corner of Drummond Road and Dunn Street. Available for call-ahead pickup or delivery at 905-374-4400. Make sure to like them on Facebook and view their website for their menu at carmine'spizzeria.ca. Carmine's Pizzeria Italiano. Way too good. As we all adjust to this new world that we're living in today, masks are now mandatory. And Niagara's own Custom PPE is Canada's leading face mask provider. Visit them online at customppe.ca and choose between several mask options with different colors and sizes. Add your organization, company, or team logo so you make your face masks unique. Available to purchase online 24/7 at customppe.ca and shipped within 1 week. They have the best prices and quickest turnaround in Canada, and no order is too big or too small. Also offering custom floor stickers as well as face and counter shields for your business or workplace. Visit customppe.ca and use the code ARMCHAIR at checkout for 20% off your custom or blank face mask today. Custom PPE, Canada's leading face mask provider. Attention job seekers, if you are currently looking for work in the Niagara region, you owe it to yourself to check out the services provided by the Niagara Employment Help Center, located at 6100 Thoroldstone Road, Niagara Falls, directly across from the Camisos Plaza. Their free services include resume and cover letter writing, community resource and referral information, local labor market information, job search strategies, assistance with clarifying employment training and career goals, employment counseling and job search support, second career information and registration assistance, and all their services are currently provided by appointment only. So give them a call at 905-358-0021 or visit their website at ehc.on.ca, the Niagara Employment Help Center. This Employment Ontario program is funded by the Government of Ontario.
You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network, the Niagara region's best local source for North American sports podcasting coverage. By sports fans, for sports fans.
And welcome back to segment 2 of the AGM Armchair GM Sports Network Full Count Pod. I said the long version there, Reese.
Yeah, wholly.
Don't know what I mean when you're in
AG
radio,
acronyms are a beautiful thing.
Oh, beautiful! Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Skip. Hopefully you're back next week, or I might have to look at the pond somewhere. I mean,
Yeah, because the
OHL
OHL felt the need to cancel their season on Tuesday, so Brandon had to do a little bit of TV.
Yeah, hey, camera time, Steve Ott. The camera time, the penalty box.
Yeah, right.
Isn't
That's
that
what I'm
Martin?
saying.
Hey, Brandon's just getting his camera time. Man, I wish this was live so you could see this. He'd be all over me because right now I'm doing the Steve Ott to the camera. Only Reese can see it.
Yeah.
But he would be all over me for that. Anyways, I teased it before the break. Something for baseball nerds. I mean, you got to keep them happy too. I don't think it's for baseball nerds. I think it's for everybody, in my opinion. Reese, I think you seem to enjoy it. Quality innings for pitchers. So let's say they have 15 pitches or less in an inning. That's a great inning if you throw 15 or less pitches, especially if you're facing the heart of an order. That's very tough to do. I mean, if you're facing like let's say you're facing Judge Stanton. I mean, they're not hitting right now, but I mean they can certainly go deep if you make a mistake.
I'd go better. Say you're facing Mookie Betts, Kyle Seager, or Corey
Cody
Seager,
Bellinger,
and Cody Bellinger.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's a big. Yeah, and if you get out of that in 15 pitches, like that's a heck of an inning. That's a stat. I think those are huge because I think that would go a long way in the Cy Young Award voting too, not just strikeouts, ERA and stuff in the whip. I get those stats, but quality innings, you look at that too because Trevor Bauer won the Cy Young last year in the National League. Shane Bieber won the Cy Young in the American League. You look at those guys, how many quality innings do you think they had that we didn't know about because it's not a stat? That would be interesting to see. Just quality innings. I know there's quality games, but or quality starts. I want to see quality innings because I think that'd be interesting. 15 or less innings. That's a stat.
Yeah, that's the thing you think about too, right? It's a lot of people do talk about quality at bats, and we'll get to that in a sec. But when it comes to quality innings, a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, if they didn't give up any runs, that's a quality inning." Well, no, it's not. If they walk 3 guys to get the bases loaded, after 1 walk, that's not a quality inning. Because walks,
there's got to be
the worst possible thing you could give up as I'd rather give up a grand slam than a walk.
How about this?
That's happened before.
How about this? First pitch strikes, first pitch balls. The strike the ball.
That is a stat though. First pitch strikes. They bring that up a lot with Matthew Boyd and Jays fans will love hearing about this.
Well, that's the best first pitch. That's the best pitch in baseball, right?
Yeah, strike one, 100%. By the way, Jays fans, Matthew Boyd for David Price looking pretty good right now, isn't it?
Yeah, they made the playoffs after 20 some odd years. I'd take that.
Yeah, but
they didn't make the playoffs. So. They weren't. Yeah, but they weren't making. They had to make the playoffs, right? A lot of memories out of that. I mean, obviously you want to win. Obviously you want to win, but you had to make that move. They're not making the playoffs with Matt Boyd. They're making it with David Price.
Well, I think Matthew Boyd could have easily been an ace for them right now, but that's just my opinion. But
behind Ryu, too.
Well, yeah.
Too.
I meant before they got Ryu. Like he could have been an ace for them.
Yeah, no Drew Hutchison. What are you talking about?
Drew Hutchison.
No Trent Thornton? Come on.
Nah, man, you good.
We had Wilmer Font.
Go pitch in Mexico, Trent Thornton.
We had Wilmer Font.
Man, I'd pitch in Mexico. It'd be so warm there.
Oh, and the horns going off, man. That atmosphere would be so fun. Get the energy going.
Yeah, but anyways, Matthew Boyd throws more than, and I'm trying to remember the average here. The MLB average for first pitch strikes is around 42, maybe between 42 and 52%. Because they brought this stat up
10%
on Sunday afternoon, the Tigers-A's game. Matthew Boyd throws to the first pitch strike 71% of the time.
So he's way ahead of the
now. Clearly, that could have changed after his start in Oakland. He did get a lot of first pitch strikes, but obviously it could have changed. But you set yourself up for a quality inning by throwing strike one.
Getting ahead in counts and not messing around with guys getting after them.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I wish they'd had that more public. You know what I wish baseball would do? You know, like when you go to games live and have a stat cast on every ball that they hit, foul ball, fair ball, any contact play, you see, you always see the radar gun, how hard they throw, which is a magnet. I swear I look at every pitch of the radar gun during a game. Every pitch I look at the radar gun. And now off the bat, I really wish they'd use StatCast in the game as they hit. So you see a ball get sliced down the line, foul. Damn, that's a rocket. I mean, he hit that ball hard. I wonder how hard that was. You can't find that. And StatCast literally pops up for like 5 seconds at the games live when you're there, but it's something extra. I think in game, actually at a game live, I think that the baseball isn't too bad because there's stuff engaging all parts of fans now in baseball. Mm-hmm. There's stuff going on. But I think the TV broadcasting and the radio, simulcast is dumb, Rogers. But
horrible.
Yeah, it's a terrible mistake. But they need to include more of that. Include the StatCast. Because I swear, the other day, the Jays Kansas City doubleheader, literally I had to have my laptop on all game long because they would not show the miles an hour other than a home run. And that stuff like that sticks out to me because I like to remember that for the show and stuff. And like, hey, that's interesting. Like, let's tweet about it, right? Like, let's see what people think about that. So that stuff that's interesting too, that I wish they'd include and have more StatCast involved because, Reese, I mean, you love baseball. I love baseball. It's nice to see that type of stuff. Like, I mean, I want to know how hard Miguel Cabrera hit that ball the other way for the home run on opening day in a snowstorm. That's interesting to me. And I wish they do that too, because instead of appealing to the fans that don't like baseball or are not, well, they're not don't like, but they're not heavily invested in the game like the super fans are for them, I think you got to give them more too. You have to give everybody more, lightly more. And I think that's something that's good. Also, quickly about this, I also have quality at bats. So if you have a 10+ pitch at bat, that's a quality at bat thing. I think
no, I think it's lower than 10. If you see 7 pitches,
that's full count, 2 foul balls.
Yeah, that's almost a guaranteed full count unless the pitcher's just filling the zone with strikes and you're just fouling it off. Because we kept that stat when I was playing in midget.
Really nice.
Yeah, the Chapmans. Well, in Brantford, everyone knows them as the Chapmans because they had been around for. It's going to make them sound old, but it seems like they've been around for centuries. But
baseball instructor.
Yeah, they essentially were big fans of quality at bats. Again, they didn't give a rat's ass what your average is. If you could hit, you were going to be in the lineup. Like if you kept hitting, obviously you were going to be in the lineup.
But if you're having a quality at bats, you're getting in.
Yeah, they looked at it.
We didn't have that. We didn't have that.
Yeah, that's.
You know that. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you know that. But we didn't have that. We just looked at averages. But 1 out of 20 at bats, hit a ball to the fence, you play. Yeah, that's what it was like. Which I don't like. That's New York Yankee baseball. That doesn't win.
And that's what is awesome about the game is when you've got younger players trying to, like, it's rare. Young players will come up and hit 300 right away. It's very rare in the modern day baseball.
Look at Vladdy. Look at Vladdy. Vladdy hasn't figured it out until this year.
Yeah.
And it's early.
So if you look at the on-base percentage, if you look at the amount of quality at-bats, the amount of pitches that these players are seeing in these at-bats, and Robbie Grossman, perfect example, one series, the Tigers swept the Houston Astros. Robbie Grossman probably saw upwards of 30 pitches in that series in 12 to 14 at-bats. So, you know, that's a leadoff hitter, and clearly you don't want your 3-4 hitter. I don't know about seeing the most pitches, but clearly there's going to be a pitch in there that's a mistake, and you expect them to destroy that baseball somewhere in the field or over the stands. So for younger players, quality at-bats needs to start being relevant, I think, when it comes to voting Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Because again, you're not going to get rookies hitting. Like, clearly, if you win Rookie of the Year, you had a good average. But when it comes to trying to make the team, quality at-bats are 100 out of spring training. Quality at-bats are priceless.
Well, you're going to see guys facing major league pitchers that aren't going to face major league pitchers until they get called up again, which is, I like that. I really like that one, Reese. Yeah. Like Vladdy Jr.'s rookie season, he had the 13 pitch at bat against the Yankees with Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah.
That's a quality at bat. He got out. He struck out, I believe, but 13 pitch at bat against Aroldis Chapman, that's a quality and a half at bat. I mean, that should be like 2 points if you're going to deal that long against Aroldis Chapman. I remember I was coaching a doubleheader, I believe, that day, or was it an afternoon game? I forget. But I remember my dad came out to watch, and he literally said he drove from the ballpark to my house. It was like 15 minutes away, and the bat was still going on. Like, the at-bat was still going on the whole time. Like, from first pitch to the 13th pitch, from pulling out of the ballpark to our driveway, which when the at-bat was over, which is insane. It went that long. I didn't believe it, but it did, which is insane. 13 pitches.
Yeah, and you think about that, it tires out the pitcher. They get tired after throwing that many pitches to one guy. They're like, come on, buddy, just swing and miss or hit a home run. I don't want to throw to you anymore.
Ground ball.
Clearly, they don't want to give up a home run, but
hit it to my shortstop or my second baseman.
Yeah.
Hit it to
it's an underrated stat for sure. Not too many people look at it and they're like, hey, that's a cool stat. They're almost like, but did he get a hit out of it? And it's like, well, no, that's not the point.
That's on the point. Yeah, quality at bat. And that's the thing. Coaches, and that's the problem. And that's my advice right now, too, for coaches that are coaching kids that are coming up in, like, minor league. Because once you get to Pee Wee, you make those tough decisions coaching, right? Like, Mosquito here, you get those, everyone plays, right? Then in Pee Wee, unfortunately, it's really hard. But then you have subs, right? Then you work on the substitution things. And every player should get a chance to play in that game in Pee Wee still.
Again, you're not making the major leagues in Pee Wee. For anyone out there, you will not play for the Toronto Blue Jays when you are 12 years old, 13 years old. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't have to go play travel ball till midget. That's another thing. You don't have to you don't even have to leave.
Pee Wee's when it starts, right? You still got the shorter bases, the shorter mound, but you can lead off in Pee Wee. Whereas
I suggest
move up to Bantam, you start to get into it. You're like, okay, minor Bantam sucks. For anyone that's playing minor Bantam, get ready for a year of crappy baseball because that division sucks. Because obviously 90 feet, 60 foot, 6 inches for the mound, wood bats. Wood is not metal. So it sucks. It sucks to umpire because they are the longest games ever. So for anyone playing minor Bantam, get used to watching very bad baseball because it just is. That's the way it is. And that's the way it's going to continue to be because everyone thinks they're a major leaguer.
Hey, that's when you turn triples into doubles. In Bantam.
Now I was doing that in T-ball.
Oh, hey. So the only time, in T-ball, you had to get the last out, right? So I used to always run around the bases just tagging everybody out. I just wanted to tag guys. It was awesome.
Didn't want to throw it home, eh?
You got like 7 or 8 year old Colin just running around tagging guys, just running around tagging. It was awesome.
That
was fun. Yeah, those are the days.
But yeah, I mean, this quality at bat discussion can turn to our next topic very easily. The New York Yankees, they kind of suck as of right now. They are currently 6-10 on the season. They are currently in the middle of a series with the Atlanta Braves. Yeah. And everyone, hey, Yankees #1. And even me, I'm guilty of it. And I texted Colin. I texted you the one day. I was like, man, I really feel like an idiot now choosing them as a World Series favorite.
My pick's 9-9. So, all right. As American League champ, I didn't pick them to win the World Series, but I had them going there.
Yep.
So it's early. But the Yankees got to get quality at bats.
Yeah, it's stupid. And this is our topic basically for the Yankees is everyone is wondering, oh, these guys are such great hitters. What's going on? It's like, well, no, hang on. Back up a second. You can't call anyone on the Yankees a great hitter except DJ LeMahieu because he doesn't rely on hitting home runs to make his money. And I think that it starts with the front office. When you put guys into situations and you make them the image of the big slugger and home run hitters, and that's all they're here to do and stuff like that. And I'm not saying
the Bronx Bombers, Murray Row.
I'm not saying that
whatever it is out there.
I'm not saying that the hitters are thinking the same thing. Like, oh yeah, I'm just going to hit home runs, and that'll be.
They're looking to hit the ball hard though.
Yeah,
but for certain pitches.
But there's a difference between being a hitter and being a slugger, and everyone's got different definitions of it. So I'll kind of just run down mine. If you're a hitter, you can hit to all parts of the field. You can hit the ball hard. You can hit the ball on the ground. You can have situational hitting with a guy on second. You're moving him to third by hitting it to the right side, creating an out. You can hit a fly ball with a guy on second or third.
Yeah, and timely hitting you mentioned, right?
And you can have a quality at bat. That's the definition of being a hitter. Now, how often do you see that?
Also,
not very often.
Also, I want to add, hit it where it's pitched too. You can adapt to the pitcher.
Yep, 100%.
You make the pitcher throw to your strengths, not your weaknesses.
And here's my definition of a slugger.
Yeah,
you hit home runs and strike out.
Low average. On base is mediocre though because you'll walk. You will walk.
Yeah, you will for sure. Barry Bonds leads all MLB of all time in intentional walks. So clearly that's going to happen, but you're going to be a guy with expected to have 35 to 40 homers, probably more per season. You're going to have an average of 250, which is not horrible, but it's not great.
Yeah.
And your slugging percentage is going to clearly be high, but your on-base percentage will be low because a lot of pitches will miss your bat because you try to hit it 450 to deep left field, and the ball is on the chalk in the opposite batter's box because you tried to pull it.
Yeah.
So that's essentially my definition of a slugger and a hitter in today's game, and it pertains perfectly to 8 out of the 9 guys in the New York Yankees lineup.
Oh, and their bottom guys are not hitting at all. Their top guys aren't hitting at all, and their bottom guys aren't all. Where the heck is Gary Sanchez? I thought the Gary Sanchez clock was ticking already. I'm honestly.
Is it over? Time's up? The sand's fallen?
I like that one.
Yeah, right? Not bad.
I like that one. But I'm just thinking, so 205 batting average, 2 strikeouts. That's tonight. He has 4 RBIs.
Who's this?
No Gary Sanchez. So right now on the year, 43 at bats. He's batting 209. Batting average, 209 isn't good to me. If it's under 200, you're not a Major League Baseball player. I get, batting average. I don't look at batting average. I get that. I honestly do. I look at the on-base percentage. But for that team, you got to get on base, and you should be getting hits in that order. You should be getting hits. That means you're not putting the ball in play.
Exactly. With a team that can't put the ball in play, you have to find a way to get on base. You have to find a way.
And so he has 2 home runs, both came against the Jays, 4 RBIs. I believe 3 came against the Jays in the opening weekend. I believe 3.
I'd have to look.
I know 2 for sure. He hit the 2-run homer. I don't know if the other one was a 2 or
and
1 or 2.
Before you keep going on, I just want to say to everyone, we're not saying that 2 home runs and 4 RBIs is a horrible stat for 17 games. It's just Aaron Judge, you think, he should
in that
have
ballpark.
5 to 10 home runs already and 15 RBIs.
And when you watch them play, the at-bats are not quality at-bats.
Yeah.
They're not.
Their plan stays the same for every amount of strikes they have. No strikes the same, 1 strike the same, 2 strikes the same.
Where I like to mention Tatis, Bichette, these young guys, Mike Trout. I like to mention Miguel Cabrera. I like to mention those guys with 2 strikes, how they take away that leg kick. You know who's also underrated? Trey Turner. Trey Turner is low-key. He has that Bichette thing, too, where, gets to 2 strikes. Okay, that leg kick's going to come out. I'm just going to go straight to the ball. Boom. I find a gap the other way. I love that. But I don't know. I don't see the Yankees doing that. I think the Yankees are up there, and I hate to say it because, I don't like this baseball, and that's tough to say for somebody because it's personal. But I think that doesn't matter the count. They're just sitting on a pitch, and they're just looking to hit a home run. If they don't get a fastball on this account, that bat's done. That bat's done.
I'm just going to watch.
We're going to swing hard. We're going to swing hard in case we hit it. I'm not fixing my swing. I'm trying to hit that ball 315 over the 314 wall out there. Hit my pop-up chinker. That's what I'm trying to get. That's not going to win you games. And honestly, a majority of their games have been at home so far this year. Tampa Bay, they didn't hit good in Tampa Bay. They didn't hit good in Dunedin. In Dunedin, the ball's supposed to fly.
And we all expected everyone to hit good in Dunedin.
Yeah.
Or hit well. Sorry, that's their English.
Judge did. Judge hit the ball hard there. He hit a couple bombs. But, again, home runs.
Yeah.
Home runs. A lot of times I get excited for that ball in the gap. I like watching the fielders run full out to field a ball.
See, watch the guy score from first.
I love that. See the guy come up throwing to the plate. I love that. Keeps everybody engaged.
Especially you look at Game 4 of the World Series last year. With the ending that had, a Rosarena rounding third, fell down, the ball got away, he scored. That was awesome. I love that.
And it's all like the diving on the plate.
That doesn't happen when you try to hit home runs all the time. Yeah, you get a cool celebration if you hit a walk-off home run, but if you don't put the ball in play, then you just look like an idiot because you had an opportunity to win the ball game and you thought you could hit a home run every single at-bat.
So, Giancarlo Stanton, Reese, this is a question for you.
By the way, this is one of the best trades the Marlins have ever made, and I can tell you the worst, but that'll be another day.
I think I already know who it is. But.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Giancarlo Stanton, I think,
What up,
was
Miggy?
the best move the Marlins could have made.
Yeah,
He would have been horrible with them.
So get this. I want you to tell me if this is a quality major league stat line, because you know what I'm going to think of this.
Yeah.
So 55 at bats. His average is .164, so 164. 3 home runs so far this year, 12 RBIs, 0 stolen bases, and an OPS of 591.
That is
It's honestly, it's pushing it. If you're making that much money,
that's
you got to win a World Series. That's not going to win you a World Series.
yeah.
It's not. It's not.
It's not home run numbers, not RBI numbers, but average wise, he is as good a hitter
Danny Jansen.
as Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah.
Now, he's still better than Danny Jansen. Everyone is. But that is literally the ballpark Alejandro Kirk is in. And I don't even think Alejandro Kirk should be in the major leagues. It's
Yeah,
just
I
the
think he should
COVID
be-
situation, the fact they don't have another catcher.
And they don't have their backup catchers are even worse.
Yeah.
That's how thin the Jays are in catcher. And the Jays kind of gave up on a lot of their catchers growing up. I don't think that's a Ross Atkins fault. I think that's Alex Anthopoulos' fault, because Alex Anthopoulos paid all that money for Russell Martin, which is kind of odd. And then they make the Darno trade. I mean, well, Darno was there, right? And they made the Dickey trade Darno for Tolle, and Syndergaard was in that deal too. That made no sense. But they traded a lot of catching prospects. They still have some guys coming up. Alejandro Kirk, I don't know. I think he should have been in Double-A to start the year, to be honest. I think Double-A. I think he's a guy that could go down to Double-A and go straight to the majors, or he'd likely go to Triple-A, but I think he should have went to Double-A.
Well, Double-A is where you put your prospects. Where you think the players are going to impact your team in the coming years, they go to Double-A. They don't go to Triple-A.
Man,
or they don't spend much time in AAA, I should say. They still go.
Yeah, that's the shortest.
That's
the shortest pit stop. That's the shortest pit stop. That's just to say, hey, I'm one stop away. Let's go, Sports Illustrated. Get an article on me, Vladdy Jr.
Yeah,
that's all that was. The Vladdy Jr. thing was such a publicity stunt. The Vladdy Jr. thing, everyone knew he wasn't coming till his status time was up.
Yeah,
that's another thing I think would be nice to change in baseball, because I would love to see guys come up right away on opening day rosters and see guys light it up. I would have loved to see Tatis be up there right away, because that's just baseball. I mean, Juan Soto was
plus
great
as a player, you want to be on the field, lined up along the foul line on opening day, like
the first
that's
time.
sick.
Yeah, you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait another 145 games before you gotta wait for that opportunity again. So
yeah, around there, yeah. Might as well be a calendar year. Might as well just say that. Yeah.
Also, another player that has been very disappointing for the New York Yankees that desperately needs to get better ASAP for them to win. I mean, their bottom 4 guys in the Yankees lineup have not hit at all. I mean, Urshela's had a good year. I will give Urshela that, but I mean, Gleyber Torres, 193 average. That's not going to cut it. He's got I know batting average, and I know I'm probably going to get turned heads on this, but you got to hit over 200 at least. In that order, you got to hit over 200 at least.
Any order.
Yeah, Aaron Hicks. Another one.
If you're on the Baltimore Orioles and you can't hit 200, do you really think you have that good of a shot to make the team next year?
Not at all. Not at all. You're gone. And a team like that that's rebuilding slowly, they got guys coming up that can replace you no problem. Aaron Hicks as well. He's got to be better. I mean, 51 at bats, 157 batting average, 1 home run, 5 RBIs, OPS of 494. That's not good enough.
And Aaron Hicks isn't a very big fan favorite right now.
And you have Brett Gardner being a starting outfielder. No offense to Brett Gardner. He had a great career. I mean, unreal.
I still like Brett Gardner. I still like him.
But he's not an everyday player. He's your 4th outfielder.
No. Yeah.
100%. He's like the Randall Grichuk to the Yankees. Yep. That should be his role. He comes in, plays the game. He'll play a lot bases. More. The 4th outfielder for the New York Yankees will play a lot more than the 4th outfielder for the Toronto Blue Jays, just because the 4th outfielder for the New York Yankees, I mean, they're going to have to rest Stanton. They're going to have to rest Judge. Those guys can't play every day.
Yeah.
They can't have injuries. But that's tough. I think they'll turn it around. I hope they do. I mean, I want to see the Yankees
get baseball's sake.
Yeah, I think that's good for baseball. I mean, I don't and I do. Because if the Yankees are good, it's going to create rivalries and going to generate a lot of revenue for the league.
Yep.
When we come back for the final segment, we'll be talking Blue Jays for the first time. Not a good not a good week. Not a good week for the Jays. I don't think it's good. It's mediocre. We'll see. We'll see our predictions, how many wins they have after the break.
J&L Flooring is a Niagara-based specialty flooring and design company. They take great pride in providing elite customer service and support. They are a specialty flooring and decor boutique shop with a beautiful showroom, great pricing, and a wide variety and truly unique selection of products. All their products are environmentally friendly and responsibly produced, so you can feel great about your flooring choices. Their goal as a local business is to build authentic relationships based on honesty and integrity that they foster with respect and authenticity, offering unique and wide range of quality products presented by a knowledgeable and patient team. They connect with their customers to simplify the process to make their life easier and to make their homes beautiful. Visit them at 4424 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls, or find out more at jnlflooring.com. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. through 5 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. 905-358-3299 J&L Flooring. The Spicy Olive Bar and Grill is located on the top of Clifton Hill and just a 5-minute walk from the majestic Niagara Falls. It is conveniently nestled in the heart of the tourist district. A family-owned and operated business, the Spicy Olive opened its doors in May of 2003 and has since been established as an authentic and unique Italian restaurant and bar. Its rustic ambiance and time-worn finishing provide a warm and inviting dining experience. Offering an array of delicious dishes, they specialize in authentic Italian cuisine, homemade sauces, fresh ingredients, and consistently providing a strong foundation on which they build their menu. As night falls, the Spicy Olive shifts to a lively lounge where drinks and live music come together to make a perfect evening. For more than 15 years, they have provided not only for their dedicated locals, but their customers from all over the world with authentic Italian food and great live entertainment. Open daily 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. for dinner and till 2 a.m. for drinks. Check out their new menu and book reservations on their website at Spicy Olive Bar and Grill, it's with an E at the end, .com, or call 905-371-2323 for reservations as well. The Spicy Olive Bar and Grill.
You're listening to the Armchair GM Sports Network, the Niagara region's best local source for North American sports podcasting coverage. By sports fans, for sports fans.
And welcome back to the final segment of the Full Count podcast on the Armchair GM Sports Network. Still getting used to that, Reese. You can quick reminder: you can follow Reece Doumani on Twitter at Reece Doumani. You can follow myself on Twitter at Colin Ward _14. Trying to get the underscore change, can't. Twitter is what it is. I hope someday I can, but we'll see. But yeah, you can follow us there. Just a quick reminder for our personal accounts. You can follow the show at the AGM GM Sports Network, Armchair GM Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can follow the show on Twitter at AGM Full Count Pod. It's AGM Full Count Pod. So, Reese, the Jays, not a great week last week. I'm 0-2 on the predictions. This
Kansas
week they got
City roughed them up.
Yeah, I mean, Salvador Perez owned him. New contract.
Thank God Steven Matz is a thing.
Oh, what a trade. What a trade. I mean, giving up Sean Reed-Foley.
It's working out pretty well right now anyways.
Honestly, Steven Matz is giving me like Marco Estrada vibes from the left side, though. Little J Happ, he comes out there, gives you that quality outing that no one really knows about, and then all of a sudden it's like September and he's pitching big games.
Yeah,
that's the type of vibe he's giving me right now. So I hope he keeps that up. I agree. It's April, so hopefully he keeps that up. But 5 games this week. They have 3 on the weekend against the Tampa Bay Rays, and they have 2 at home before we record again. On the Thursday, they have the Washington Nationals on the Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. I don't know. We were talking before the break what we're going to do. It's a tough situation, only 5 games in between the recording or episodes, I should have said.
Who knows? Depending on when we all work and when Brandon works, could be on Monday night. You never know.
Yeah, as of now, I'm going to give 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. It's early yet. Tampa Bay gives them fits at Tropicana. I think they squeeze a game out of there, and I think they squeeze a game out against Washington. I hope so. We got to get some pitching going. I mean, Nate Pearson, he's throwing. That's another question I got for you quick here before we get on to some other headlines in baseball. Nate Pearson, bullpen or starter? I say starter because I think bullpen, that doesn't really – you just put him in tough situations in the bullpen. How do you rehab or how do you get back to normal when you can't pace yourself? You just got to go in there and throw gas. I'd rather be a starter so it's his own game.
I think – and I hate openers. I really do.
I hate openers, but I think that's his role.
But the Tigers did it last year with Michael Fulmer. He won Rookie of the Year with the Tigers a few years ago. Won Rookie of the Year. Had to have Tommy John surgery. It sucked. Like, it sucked not having Michael Fulmer as a starter for the Tigers. And he spent all of last year. No, all of last year. It was 60 games. But he never went further than 3 innings. Even honestly, if, like most of the time, he would – well, not most of the time, I guess. He did get roughed up a few times. But some of the times, he'd have less than 40 pitches after 3. Exactly. And Ron Gardenhire, nope, sorry, you're done. That's the way it's going. He didn't waver whatsoever. Michael Fulmer didn't see past the 3rd inning, and that's when Daniel Norris would come in, and it worked out pretty decently. So I think for Pearson, it's 3 innings. All right, good job. We'll see you in 4 days, 5 days.
That's what I think too. For the first 2 months of the season, I mean, it's too long of a year. It is too long. I don't think putting him in the bullpen is right because how are you going to get a guy in a situation that type? You can't put Nate Pearson into a spot with guys on base. I mean, he's a starter. He is a starting pitcher. You're not developing him to be a reliever. You're developing him
that's
to be
the
a
thing.
starter.
The front office has to decide what he's going to be.
And I think he's a starter. Honestly, how often do you see a number 1 prospect like that get changed so quickly without really playing a full season in the majors? He's really pitched. In my opinion, that's a starter. He's a starter. He's built like a starter. He's got the starter's body. I think he's a starter. I agree with you. Be an opener. I open him for his first 10 starts and see how it goes. First 10 starts. So what's that? 2.5 months? You give him the two and a half months. So
around there.
So he comes back next week in May. So beginning of May, he comes back. He gets he slides into that spot behind Ryu. Ryu Day, you expect to get 6-7 innings out of Hyun-Jin Ryu. Perfect. We have a bullpen to back up.
Steven Matz seems like he can go 6
on the 3rd day.
Potentially 7 on a good day.
Exactly. So then there you go. You put him in the middle of those guys. And if Nate Pearson pitches good, you got a guy.
Yeah.
So Nate Pearson, we both agree, opener. He gets his chance in the rotation. It's weak. He's in the rotation. Some big news around baseball. The Kansas City, waking up on Thursday, the Kansas City Royals. First place in the American League Central. That's surprising. Also, the Oakland Athletics, after a walk-off win against the Minnesota Twins, have now won 11 in a row. Remember when they started off like 0-5? Yeah, that's a long time ago now.
Yeah.
Hey, we're falling. The Houston Astros, you better not chirp them. Good one, Colin, because they're 7-10, 1-9 in their last 10. So that's interesting. Some other stats in Milwaukee Brewers, Corbin Burns, absolute stud. It's crazy the amount of strikeouts he has to innings pitched. That's a huge stat too, strikeouts per inning pitched. I like looking at that a little bit. You kind of see a little bit of Jacob deGrom in him. I mean, you look at the strikeouts, it's a big comparison in less innings than deGrom. And the strikeouts are pretty close with Corbin Burns to deGrom. So shout out to Corbin Burns and the Milwaukee Brewers in first place in the National League Central over the Cincinnati Reds and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh hanging in there in 3rd. Nice to see. They've won 2 in a row. 15. They're losing to Detroit.
They just lost to Detroit. Game over.
So,
in the second half of the doubleheader.
And a shout out to the San Francisco Giants. The San Francisco Giants were not projected to be in this spot at any time in the year, I didn't think. I thought they were supposed to get beat up early on in the year to the San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers. But nice signing by Aaron Sanchez. Aaron Sanchez gave them quality innings so far for the Giants. Nice to see. I hope he doesn't get hurt in that 3rd start or 4th start because Toronto fans know that 3rd or 4th start. It could be iffy for Aaron Sanchez blisters, unfortunately.
Yep.
But the Dodgers, they're on pace for 126 wins, Reese. I don't know about you. I don't think they catch that.
That's not going to happen.
And I don't think the Dodgers even won 126 wins because they're just going to choose to lose because they're playing meaningful games at the end of August.
Yeah, but it's been like that for the Dodgers in recent years when they haven't been playing meaningful games.
and they've choked in the last year. Also,
Yeah, there's been a few years where they haven't. So
yeah, and also they're set to take on the San Diego Padres again this weekend. Quite the series last weekend. We got the Kershaw Profar mix up there. That was nice to see. Wild 3 games in that series. We got a 4-gamer this weekend. We got Weathers and Bueller on the mound Thursday night to kick things off at 10:10 at Dodger Stadium. So Dodger Stadium is going to be packed with Dodger fans. Well, whatever the capacity can be in California, but it's going to be a good environment there in Dodger Stadium as the scene switches, I guess you could say, for the series. So that's
a week apart.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. Whew, I'm feeling it. Feeling it.
We're out of time too.
Yeah, good show this week, Reece. That was fun.
Yeah, good time.
Just a reminder, you can catch our podcast on the Armchair GM Sports Network on any network or any podcast format you find your podcast on. You can follow. Reminder, you can follow us on Twitter again at the Armchair GM Sports Network, at the full MLB Full Count Pod or AGM Full Count Pod, as I'm botching that big time. You can follow Reece on Twitter at Reece Doumani. You can follow me on Twitter, Colin Ward at Colin Ward _14. And we'll be back next week. Next Thursday, maybe. We'll see. We'll tweet something.
Depends when everyone works.
And also pay attention to our social media, as on Monday the draw will be made. Do what you got to do. Check our social media for how to play along. And we'll see you next week or next episode.